I'm Olga Zarr, and this is SEO in 2025.
Olga, what's your number one SEO tip for 2025?
So it is to focus on on-page SEO and to actually pay a lot of attention to on-page SEO and to treat it as a priority and do that before doing anything else.
So why should that be a priority?
Based on my experience, the audits I did, I see that most of the websites still lack SEO fundamentals, and SEO fundamentals usually can be found in on-page SEO, and on-page SEO is this part of SEO which we have full control over, and there are so many possible things we can do with it within that realm that this should be a priority, because I would say that on-page SEO is around like 85% of your success. In some cases, it can be less, it can be more. But without on-page SEO, other activities really do not make sense. And if on-page SEO is done not right, incorrectly, or is incomplete, then again, other activities won't be as powerful as they could be.
So what would you say are the aspects of on-page SEO that are most often neglected?
I would say this is headings, the structure of headings. Very often, a lot of websites use headings for styling purposes, especially if this is a custom-coded website. And the person who coded that, the developer, didn't really know a lot about SEO. And this is very, very common to see in lawyer websites where you see 100 headings, and all of those headings, for example, are millions, numbers, amounts of money they won for their clients, for example. And there is not a single heading that would say personal injury lawyer, New York. So headings, definitely. I think this is number one. And then keyword focus, making sure that one page on your website is focused, targeted at one specific keyword. And of course, it has to be like the right keyword or topic. We can call it topic, which is actually an umbrella term for other topics, because you can also focus that in a wrong way. So making sure each page has a keyword mapped to it and is actually optimized for that keyword. And internal linking is used in the correct way to kind of reinforce that mapping in a nutshell.
It's amazing you saying that a lot of lawyer websites are custom coded, because I would have thought that many of them use WordPress. Is that not the case, really?
Yeah, they use WordPress, but they do not really use WordPress and some of the ready
the up-to-date themes, yeah.
Yeah, but they use WordPress, very often Elementor. But when the site is being built, there is a design process going on. So a designer actually designs it like in a normal way in those PDF files or other formats. And then the coder comes in and codes that so that it looks exactly like that. With some websites, especially in Elementor, it is possible to code it in a way that you will be able to edit a lot of those custom elements. But there are also cases where it is not really possible and the website ends up having tons of custom fields, or if the website doesn't use Elementor, then you have a WordPress site which basically is almost like not a WordPress site because you cannot really edit anything, or it is very tricky and you can break the entire site. So this is the most common case I see with lawyer websites.
So do you tend to advise moving away from Elementor, or is it not the Elementor that is the problem, really? It's just the use of it?
Yeah, Elementor is usually not that problematic. It is when there is no Elementor. There is like WordPress, some theme, and within that theme we have those custom fields. I recommend really, this is probably not something that a lot of people will agree with, but I recommend not necessarily obsessing about this design phase, but just coding the website, making some changes and pushing it live, because this coding phase can sometimes take months or even a year, and you cannot migrate because you keep coming back. But you could launch the website, which is relatively okay, fast, done for SEO. And you can do some small changes later on, but the SEO kind of clock will start ticking, because very often lawyers want to have a new website or need a new website because they have a very old one. And if you get stuck in this design phase, refinements phase, this is actually like super useless, I would say. A lot of people, I know that the designers would probably kill me for saying that, but a lot of people don't really care about that, about design. They don't remember what they ate yesterday, so they don't really care about the website's colors and all of those things. Of course, accessibility is important. You want to use the colors in such a way that it is easy to read, easy to find like information, call to action. But for lawyers especially, a person needing a lawyer often is like right after the accident, they're typing something on their phone and they just want information and how to contact them. And then they have to scroll through those weird effects. And sometimes the website is very slow because of those effects. And on a mobile phone with like poor internet connection, it could take ages to load. So this is kind of my approach here.
But in general, an ugly website that's well coded is much better than a beautiful website that's badly coded.
I would say so, but the badly coded one needs to be SEO'd. And needs to have like the content it should have, needs to have headings, and the content on it needs to be like easy to read.
Do you need to do on page and off page at the same time, or do you have to get your on page absolutely spot on before you even think about off page?
It depends, but usually I recommend trying to get as much as you can with on page. And when you are really sure that you have done everything you could with on page, and you clearly see that all the pages ranking above you have more backlinks than you have, then probably off page is something you should be doing. One exception where you could potentially start with do both, is if you have a brand new website, new domain, zero traffic, zero backlinks, then you can probably do both at the same time to get your website crawled, indexed faster, and maybe skip this sandbox phase, whether you believe in it or you don't.
Understood. And are there other more modern or recent aspects of on page that have become more important? You obviously mentioned the key one, the heading tag, but are there other elements that are more important in 2025?
I would say maybe this isn't like super new, but I've been playing a lot recently for the past year with Quora SEO tool. And basically, if you know what entities, what LSI keywords, what variations of the keyword you should have, and the ones which your competitors have, then Google will better understand what you are about. This is especially true with entities. By just sprinkling some entities on your website, on your page, you can boost your relevance like many times. So I would say this is a very important element, and some tools actually help you know exactly what elements, what words, what LSI words, what entities you are missing, and you can simply add them. It is now super easy to do that with ChatGPT. You can just ask ChatGPT to write some FAQs and ask it to add those entities in those FAQs, and this is done. You don't have to even think about stuffing them in some hidden places or other tricks like that.
LSAI words you refer to obviously latent semantic indexing.
Yeah. So I know there are like different opinions about that, but my understanding of LSI words is basically these are entities, but they do not have a Wikipedia page. But they still kind of carry some message about the context of a given.
So related concepts, yeah.
Yeah. Related concepts about the page and its main topic.
Are there any tools that you'd like to recommend for crawling your site to determine your on-page performance?
Definitely Cora SEO tool by Ted Kubaitis. This is, I think, the best one. It measures around 100,000 factors right now. It kind of correlates statistically all the 100 pages ranking for a given keyword, and then it shows you exactly where you are missing and how your competitors are doing, and you can exactly see where you should improve. And usually you have a long list of things to improve, and you can just start by let's improve those 5 ones which are easy to implement. You improve them, and sometimes it is all you need to do. You move up after 24 hours or so. Sometimes you need to do a couple of iterations, but very often with that tool and your very scientific approach, you can rank almost any keyword, or at least get it to the point where you know that now it's time to do a press release or earn some backlinks before we can like get to the top 5 or something like that, with especially with very competitive keywords.
And that's Cora SEO software, C-O-R-A, and that's available on SEOtoolab.com, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
it.
Great. And do you also measure the impact that your on-page SEO has on your SEO performance, your rankings maybe? Are there ways that you can actually pinpoint any changes that you've done to maybe heading tags that has actually had on organic traffic?
The way I measure it, because I added Cora like to the processes for my websites and my clients' websites. If I work on a single, because with Cora you work on one specific keyword, and usually the report is like super long, in depth. You really need to know SEO very well to be able to make sense of that report, because people that do not do SEO, when they see that, they are really scared. So you do it for one keyword, then you choose what recommendations to add. And in my case, when I work on a specific keyword for a specific page, I simply create like a new group of keywords in my rank tracker, and I simply mark those like keywords done with Cora, and I add this keyword for tracking exactly on the day I worked on it, or I simply add a notation in rank tracking if I already tracking that keyword, so that I know what I did exactly. I also have a Google document where I simply say, on that date I did headings, on this day I did that. But like with SEO, we cannot really be sure 100% what caused the change. So this is still guessing, but sometimes you can be almost 100% sure that this was actually what you did that moved the site up.
Yeah, it's giving you greater confidence, absolutely. If an SEO is struggling for time, what should they stop doing right now so they can spend more time doing what you suggest in 2025?
I would say they should stop building backlinks, buying backlinks, especially those a little bit spammy ones, because I have seen a lot of SEO agencies or inexperienced consultants who have a website, a page they want to rank. Maybe they did some on page, but they are obsessing about backlinks, building backlinks, doing a ton of things with backlinks, and they are not really making any progress. And there is this concept, this, I think, algorithm, which is called MC4, which is about the diversity of factors. So if you are overusing one factor, it works, and then it stops working, and you basically have to use other factors. And if you use other factors, kind of fill in the gaps, then this one which you overused may start working again. So this is very often the case with backlinks.
Olga Zarr is an SEO consultant. You can find her over at seosly.com. Olga, thanks so much for being part of SEO in 2025.
Thank you. I am honored to be here for the 4th time, I think, or 3rd. Not sure, but thank you.
We've been going for 4 years. 4 years, yeah. If it's 4 years, you have to come back. We're doing it again next year. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, I will.
Mandatory. Thanks so much again.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've been your host, David Bain. Get your copy of SEO in 2025, the book, over at seoin2025.com.